And I would come away from these interviews just completely humbled and just in awe that there were minds like that I actually got to pick this guy's brain for a half hour.
Mm-hmm.
And then we get a call from someone, why'd you have Neuhaus on? Like, did you listen to the interview?
Yeah.
And I'd say, is there anything he said in that interview that you disagree with? No. Like, then what's the problem?
Yeah, that's a good way to frame it.
What is the problem? He's a gentleman. He's not going to chide me for being Lutheran or chide me for not praying to Mary.
Well, he's going to stay on the topic.
Yeah.
You know, we don't like bait and switch people.
Yeah.
If we're going to talk about that topic, it's like, oh, why didn't you ask Neuhaus about the doctrine of justification by grace through faith alone? Because that's not what we're here to talk about.
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
and
you don't want to have to be that person either. Like your job isn't to get in a public debate with Neuhaus about justification.
Right.
No.
You know?
And even when we have quote unquote hostile interviews with people that we know.
For example, we like Robert Schuller, we've had on.
Okay.
Joyce Meyer, Tim LaHaye, Greg Laurie, Bart Ehrman a couple times, Bishop John Shelby Spong a couple times. So
what was the Joyce Meyer one like?
Well, that was interesting because Joyce Meyer's based here in St. Louis, so she knew who we were.
And she's a former Lutheran, too.
She was LCMS.
Yeah, she was. Oh, yeah, she's got a famous lines like, I was told I was a poor, miserable sinner that's alive from the pit of hell. So, and Don Matzik was really hard, and we were hitting Joyce Meyer hard because she's right in St. Louis, too, and she was really becoming big, growing at the time. We're talking mid-90s. So the only way you get a Joyce Meyer on, she's got a book out, okay? So this is pre-internet where publicists couldn't really do research. They knew we were Lutheran or whatever. Now, I didn't go all the way. He's like, oh, we're just a Christian talk show in St. Louis, right?
Uh-huh.
So it was interesting. So you're literally, they're going like 15-minute interviews with the next person. Okay, now it's, KFUO.
They're sitting in a room taking one.
Joyce Meyer. Well, I don't know if they say KFUO in St. Louis. Like, okay, Joyce is ready. And then she hears Todd's voice. And I mean, her whole countenance just like.
Because she knew who Todd was.
Yeah. Because this is going to be 15 minutes. I really don't want to spend, And of course, right away, we play the cut about her. I'm not a poor, miserable sinner. But Todd's not debating her either. He talks about let the horse speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Explain
which
what
can do more damage, right? Because in other words, like let people judge her on her own words. Yeah.
Exactly. And let her, and maybe we got you wrong.
Yeah.
And let her speak. And not that these things they get a little testy at the end. I remember Robert Schuller, same thing. We had 15 minutes. We were in a studio in Chicago because we were doing a remote Sunday night broadcast there. And we could only do it on a Friday or something. I can't remember why we had to use WYLL Chicago. And so you get these 15-minute book chat interviews, right? Well, the person behind us canceled. So we got a whole half hour. And I mean, he let Todd have it. It's like, you don't tell those people they're sinners, do you? You imagine the guilt and the shame that they have. I mean, he just
who was this?
Robert Schuller, the Hour of Power, Christian Cathedral. You're too young.
Okay, yeah, I don't remember.
He was the church growth of church growth.
He was
Rick Warren before Rick Warren.
Yeah, and and
Joel Osteen.
He had
an Hour of Power TV show Sunday mornings.
He was the big thing, and
so Todd. Sometimes they will get a little testy, but it's not that Todd's like, being snarky. He's just asking questions.
So you're just asking questions.
Yeah.
And rather than asking, they're getting frustrated. And
I'm asking him. And then and on towards the end, into the interview, I will say, this is what I preach on Sunday morning. And I just ask for his reaction.
Yeah.
I'm laying it out as it is, but I ask for his reaction. I distinctly remember him bawling me out. This guy who has the reputation of being the nicest man in America was just the interview ended with him basically bawling me out on the air. And a lot of times the more hostile guests, they very quickly understand what they've gotten themselves into.